All right, well, let's get into it. John, I'm excited. Let's
Me
go.
too. I'm excited to do these, but then as we get closer, I'm just nervous of what they're gonna pick. Round one, I'm just like, oh no.
Let me review here a little bit. Let's go back in time. See, look at Cyrus. It's just taken off the board. Sean, I
Hmm.
don't know. Let's set the stage here for you and I. For me, the needs are, and you can disagree and you can tell me what your needs are. The needs are tackle. I would love a center. I would love a linebacker. And from there, best available. I mean, if I get those three quality players, the fact that we signed some safeties or a safety from the Rams, I think that just kind of sets me at ease there. What's your thoughts on our needs for these first three
Yeah,
rounds?
I mean, I'm absolute, especially how it was last time. You either have to get the guard in the first round, and then take the chance a good tackle is going to be there in the second. Because when me and Brett went, we went tackle, and then there was no guard left, and it was just Whippler was the only person center and guard left that we thought was worth a second or third round pick. So I definitely think tackles amongst the highest need. So I mean, tackle, center guard, I count as one, and then I would agree with linebacker, and then you go from there. And like I said, I mean, if depending on what they do, I think you either gotta go, definitely gotta go tackle first, but it depends how quick the guards go. You might have to go guard first. So Jake and Brett will be able to see that better,
Yeah.
because if we go tackle and there's no guards left, but there's tackles left in the second round, it makes better sense to go with the guard with the Villa first probably, and then maybe Bergeron will be there in a second, and then you're set. But
Are
I'm
you
still
okay?
between.
Are you okay not to? I know last time we took a linebacker, Jake and I, and we had a nice tackle Bergeron in the second round. But it sounds like to me you are against drafting linebacker until later in the rounds, third round, fourth round, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, again, a guy like Campbell is great. It's just when you look at what's the best strength of our team, offense. What's the worst part of our offense? Tackle or offensive line, and then the sub part of that is tackle. So it's like you have all the weapons. We don't have the best weapons in the world, but you got Josh Allen, an improved running game. Well, not again. I think Singletary was great, but you got enough running backs, and then you got Diggs, of course, who's a top 3 receiver. You paid Knox like a top 5 tight end, and then Gabe Davis could be a good number two, good number 3, and hopefully a good number 2. But I think you got to fix the O line above everything else, because you got to think the Jets' defensive line is phenomenal. The Jets' secondary is phenomenal. You stop them with a good offensive line, their secondary is easy to beat. The Patriots always have a good D line. The Dolphins have a great D line. That's 6 teams that will absolutely overpower our offensive line if we stay as is. So that's why I think fix that first, and then it fixes other problems. The the receiver always has the upper hand. So when you're able to block Quinnen Williams and his brother and John Franklin Myers and all those other people, the secondary is going to have to like, oh, what are they doing? And they're going to make stuff happen. Josh can roll out, hit his hot routes, whatever. So long story short, tackle's number one for me, and then I would
What do
have a conversation about linebacker, but I think you have to go tackle, in my opinion.
All right, so we go on Dewan Jones a lot in our drafts, right? We know PFF doesn't like him. Maybe it's changed. It's a week later, and maybe PFF has given him more respect. But where are you at? Have you time? Have you had a chance to rethink? Because I think you guys been taking him a lot as well. You want to stick with Dewan, or do you got somebody else in mind?
Yeah, I mean, it's always between him and Harrison, and I know the thing with Harrison was that he played left tackle, but I think he's has the capabilities of playing both. But Dewan Jones is a true right tackle, and again, I think you can't go wrong with either. So I mean, I think you want to go size and bruteness. I would pick Jones, but it's up to you. Wouldn't be mad either way. So it's up to you.
No, I'm with you as well. This guy, I think, is a game changer. If you need a yard, you're running to his side. If you need anything on the ground, you're going his way. So I'm all about it. Plus, it keeps Deion Dawkins over on the left, where he's played for years, Pro Bowler, and then we got somebody replacing Spencer Brown. So Dwan Jones again. Welcome to the Buffalo Bills for like the 5th time. Let's go.
Now we just got to hope that at least like, some of the guards are there. And then
How you wouldn't be like how I don't think anyone could be upset with that pick.
no,
I think the only other option, you look at Darnell Wright, who the Bills apparently
yeah,
brought in for a visit, which maybe that's kind of a stretch for him, but might be a stretch for DeJuan Jones too. But I think based off size alone, I mean that's a great pick.
yep, all the guards are gone again, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
we got Whippler. You got Dorian Williams, but I think it's too early for him
Yeah.
to take him. But he's probably going to be gone.
I think
We
again
got-
we don't know. Voorhees, he won't be playing the whole year, so he might be like an undrafted free agent you could pick up later on. But with Whippler, like Brett mentioned before, after June 1st, if you cut Mitch Morris, you save $8 million. The draft is in April. So if they go Whippler here or center in general, you have to think they may possibly cut Mitch Morris, and I would hate to see him go because he's obviously the smartest person on the line because that's what a center has to be. But I think you have to consider at least taking Whippler here because he may be able to play guard a little bit, and if not, they might release Mitch Morris, and then even if you have to let him, groom behind him, and then play him a little bit of guard, I think that'd still be a worthwhile pick. I'd love to see your second round pick start, but we don't know what they're going to do with Mitch Morris, and then unfortunately, I think the better option just to look go to tackle just to see what tackles are left, and I know it's going to help them out, but just I mean,
Bergeron's still
it
there.
might have been better just to go guard tackle, but again, we don't know how the real draft board is going to go. It could just throw everybody for a loop, and then there's good guards left. But I don't know. I think Whippler is definitely a good pick here because if they don't play him at guard, they might release Mitch Morris anyway, and then he's at center, and then it's a good option. But if there's another position that you would like to talk about, potentially getting,
Oh,
There
we
it
got
is.
him finally.
Hey,
We
we
got
got
him.
Sean. That's tough,
that
man.
down.
It's hard to get Sean.
then I would be very open to conversation.
Nah, I mean, I'm looking at the linebackers that are there. I am good with Whippler. I agree with you fully. My other concern that you didn't talk about is that Mitch has got 6 concussions.
Yeah.
And as they get more and more concussions, they start getting to you easier. So if he's injured at any point in time, I would love to have a backup. So welcome to we got Bates, but I'd love to keep Bates where he is. So welcome to the Buffalo Bills, Luke Whippler.
I do like Bates a little bit, but like I said, I think he's easily upgradable. So hopefully we can get a guard, but if not, I mean, even Bates can play center. So if we get a guard instead and they put Bates at center, that's all, up for debate once they get to the board.
So here's something we didn't. I think Kuntz, the tight end's been moving
Yeah,
up
tight
the
end,
board.
wide receiver, linebacker, D-line.
It's crazy. I've been seeing a lot of Dalton Kincaid going in the first round of the Bills out of Utah. That would be an interesting pick for us.
Yeah, it's just rough because it's like you just spent so much money on Dawson Knox.
Right.
Then you want to draft a tight end, which is
You don't use the tight end enough as it is.
which is fine to draft him, but you put so much money into Dawson Knox, and again, he's great. It's just we can't tell if they're just not using him correctly, or if you just can't get open, or just Josh doesn't look for him right away.
Right.
And then maybe once you fix the O-line, he has more time to look at Dawson Knox, and then Dawson Knox can get more, get his money's worth. But again, I still think those are all great and all like tight end and linebacker. But if you have no good O-line, it doesn't really matter, especially because look at the team. We play the NFC East, the AFC East, the AFC West, the Bengals, and then the Bucks. So it's like you have a ton of great defensive lines, and then you want to get through. You want to beat Mahomes, you want to beat Burrow, you want to beat Herbert, you want to beat Trevor Lawrence, you want to beat the Dolphins and Tua. You got to have a great offensive line because they're all gunning, and that's the other thing. A lot of the AFCs have great defensive lines because they're all trying to beat the quarterbacks like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow.
Sorry, guys, I've been coughing. So, anyhow, here's my 2. And either Dorian Williams, we go linebacker here, or I think PFF is going to beat us up, but Zach Kuntz. I think Zach Kuntz would be an amazing weapon. Again, building up that offensive side of the ball.
Yeah. Do you have D line there and edge as well?
Let me add that in.
Just to look, because I know
Kid out of LSU would be a nice pick here too, for D line. Nick Herbig's there too. Yeah, look at that.
those two guys are there.
Wow.
And you're thinking Dorian Williams or Kuntz. I mean, yeah, because Kuntz will be gone next round. And I think we do need another tight end because because Sweeney's not on the team anymore. So I'd like to have 3. And again, I haven't really checked the market of how many tight ends are available right now. So I can see us getting one, whether it's an undrafted free agent or drafting one.
Do you know if Mercedes Lewis is still available? I was just
Apparently the
thinking-
Jets. Apparently the Jets are in the market. A-Rod wants him to go there. So, dude, he can still ball. He's 38, 39. He can still play. It's
I was just
unbelievable.
curious because I knew that the Jets were trying to sign him, but I never heard anything about him signing there. So
Yeah,
was just
he's
thinking,
huge too. He's like 6'7", 6'8". He's a monster.
So what's going on with Michael Wilson? Why is he slipping?
You know, I don't think he didn't test bad or anything like that, Mike. I think it's just I don't really know, to be honest with you.
6'2",
I like the
213.
kid. He's experienced too.
I mean,
I
I
think
don't know
it's-
what his
it's
40
mostly
time is.
just that there's so many
Just
good wide
production.
receivers in this class that the second and third round, I believe that teams are starting to move on from the wide receivers and look into defensive line as well as the tight end class, which is incredible this year as well.
Yeah.
And even cornerbacks that are really good too.
Well, so he tested well, but the thing with him is, I think the biggest question is production. He had his best season this year. I think it was only 421 yards. And when you have another guy on the board that is probably going to go in the second round, late second round, A.T. Perry out of Wake Forest, you look at what he's done over the last 3 seasons, similar size, similar speed, everything like that. You know, he's had a much better career, and people are probably more prone to take a guy like that, other than basing it on the P word for Michael Wilson.
So what are you thinking, Sean? I even see my guy here.
Yeah,
Zach Harrison,
I got
but I
Kuntz,
think we can get him
Harrison,
later.
and
Williams.
between Wilson and Williams, but it's up.
I don't know.
That's my 3 to narrow it down.
I want to take a risk, but I know we got
about
to
Schumacher,
because
boys?
of time.
Talking tight ends, he wouldn't be bad here.
Let me see here. I know he plays for a bigger school. He is 6'5", 251.
Very good tight end height and weight, and he's experienced. That's another thing too. He's almost 25.
Yeah.
Only played 2 years technically, but he had the COVID year. I think he actually sat out that year.
So, Sean, I mean, I'd love to take Kuntz, but I think third round's a stretch, but we're going to miss him if we don't take him now. But I think Dorian Williams, I think we need a linebacker.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad.
All right. Welcome to the Buffalo Bills, Dorian Williams. Try to leave Brett and Sean some time here because 7 o'clock's our deadline. Or, I'm sorry, 10 o'clock on the East Coast. We're going to rush their draft here. All right. So we filled 2 offensive positions. We filled in the defensive side of it. Tight end, I'm sure. Oh, he's there.
Oh, look at that,
my
boys. That worked
God.
out.
That's a
Well,
done deal.
Then you got to put edge and tackle and wide receiver too. Just to look.
That's pretty damn good there. The fact that he's still
yeah.
available, I've seen him going in the third round a lot.
Yeah, for sure. So let's see here. And you wanted to look at edge?
Edge and tackle, D tackle.
And let's see here.
Yasser Abdullah, the brother of Amir Abdullah, is
Yep.
still available on the board there. Some good value there, especially playing at Louisville too.
Sean, let's save some time and
Yeah,
move
yeah,
on with
too.
Kuntz, man. We've been
No, I
talking
just
about
wanted to
Kuntz.
see who was possibly left. But yeah, that's good.
All right, Zach.
That's a great
Kuntz.
pick, guys. I like that a lot.
Finally
Great
got him.
I'd be pretty fired up if we got him in the fourth round. Holy cow.
All right, where we at here? We are in round 5. Just 3 offensive players now so far, 1 defensive player. What do you want to look at, Sean? Because now I'm pretty much
Edge
best
and
available
tackle.
for me. Edge and tackle. Okay. Offensive tackle still?
No,
Said?
D tackle.
Oh, gotcha.
Luke Haggard still on the board.
Yeah, I was a big fan of him pre-draft, pre-2022 season. I really liked him a lot. I actually thought he'd be like a day 2 pick, but
Yeah.
really fallen off a lot of boards. I know he's been banged up. I think he only played 4 games this year.
Oh, there's Broderick Martin. He's out there.
Look at
The
that.
one we just talked about.
Let's keep going down a little
5th
bit.
round might be a stretch, but great size. I mean, really could eat up those interior O-line for sure.
Yeah, there's not much more down this board here, sir. Well, we could.
Brandon Cox still available.
There he
Yeah,
is.
Yeah, I was
so we
trying to
could-
see if my guy was still there too, just to look.
That's probably early too, unfortunately.
yeah. No, I wouldn't take him this early. Which one were you looking at, Sean?
Siaki.
He's still on the board, Sean?
I don't know. I thought it was fifth round.
What was
Wow.
how do you spell his first name?
Siaki.
No, he's
I
not.
was gonna say I doubt he probably got taken by now. He's pretty.
But
I
you know who is
good.
available is Andre Ivosavas.
is he
Oh,
really?
Yeah, he's still
That's
available.
Mike's guy. Oh my goodness, Mike.
Well,
There's
I
2 of
don't
them
know.
here.
Like it's up.
Yeah.
Maybe we could go him now and then go D line next round.
So, Sean, let's think about this for a second. I love Andre, but you know he's going to give us a bad score. But I don't want to do this just for score. But Jake brought up this guy that we haven't tried yet,
Yeah, I love that
Wheaton,
kid.
who also is like, this dude runs a 4.3 something. And take a look at his size. He's 6'4", 221.
Yeah.
Jumps out the gym too. I think he had 40-inch vertical.
Yeah, so I'd have no problem taking this guy. We know what we're
Yeah.
going to get with Andre. Honestly, if it was truly the draft day and I was choosing between these 2, I'm going with Andre. But let's take Bryce Ford.
Well, in
Mike,
Andre's defense, he hasn't made it to the 5th round in a long
Yeah.
time, so
Yeah.
it might be a better pick. But I wouldn't be mad with Bryce either. I was hoping to get I was hoping Siaki would be there in the 5th round, but
Oh, that'd be a steal. That'd be a great.
that's
pick,
why I wanted
man.
to get him in. I wanted to see in the 4th because
Yeah,
I would have picked him over Kuntz. But I mean, I would take Wheaton here.
All right, let's go. Welcome to the team, Mr. Bryce Ford Wheaton.
Mike, you disappointed me on that because you said you're gonna, if he was on the board,
he's
you're
getting
gonna
a
get some
jersey of
jerseys
him. I
with
mean, shoot.
yeah, you said all 4 of us were getting
He's all
jerseys,
in.
man.
Hey.
Come on.
I
Yeah.
told you if it was actual draft day, I said I'm taking Andre. But you know we've taken him so much. I like to switch it up a little bit.
I
And
got
Jake brought up this guy, and he meets all my requirements, and he
Yeah.
has that 4.3 breakaway speed. Andre doesn't have that. All right, here we go. Let's finish it up. Where do you want to look? You want a quarterback?
Again.
Aiden O'Connell. I know that was one of your favorites.
Yeah, he's a guy I'm always looking at.
Andre Osavas is giving me Andre Holmes vibes. You guys remember Andre Holmes?
Oh yeah.
No.
Kid out of Hillsdale, played with the Bills. I think 2 years he played with us,
Yep.
2017, 2018. Was with the Raiders before that.
With Kelvin Benjamin.
Where do you want
Yeah.
to look, Sean?
That lineup, that receiver lineup. Oh my gosh. Brutal.
I don't even want to think about
You
that.
just
I
wanna
remember.
go Best
the
available
first day
here.
of preseason.
If that's what you want, I was seeing if some of the guys that they picked were left, but because they were possibly in the late round. But if you just want to go best available, that's fine too.
Oh, who are you thinking? The
Luke Haggard
defensive
on the
line?
board still, too, guys.
Do you
No,
have
on
an
the
edge?
D line, yeah.
Let's see. Anybody we talked about? No. And let's look at the edge. Anybody we talk about?
I like Lonnie Phelps a lot. Big fan of him.
They're
Yeah,
all
nobody
gone.
we talked about.
Brandon Cox picked already. Wow.
He probably went. Yeah, he went in the last round.
Yeah. No, it's up to you. I mean, nobody we really know about is left on that D line, so it's up to you.
All right.
completely.
We talked about Gray before, but I don't think so. I think we're good at safety. I think we're
Got
good
a
at
safety and running
corner.
back. I don't think we need a corner either.
You want to take another tackle, Luke Haggard, or Ventrell
Yeah.
Miller?
So
Why not?
I'm going to highlight, because this is a D-line show, I just want to highlight him quick, because I think this is really good value, too, with Lonnie Phelps. They're out of Kansas, D end. Little undersized. I think he's 6'2", 245. ran 4.55, benched 31 times, 225, 31 times. Incredible strength, super fast. A lot of comparisons to Uchenna Nwosu, former second-round pick, played with the Chargers a little bit and the Ravens. I think that's a good value pick there, but I just had to bring it up because it's D-line show. I love him.
Your pick, Sean.
Got to fit the D-line show, so why not?
Oh, shoot. I sold him on it. I love it.
Lonnie Phelps. Here we go. Welcome to the Buffalo Bills.
He's explosive as hell, man. I think that's a great value pick there.
If we don't get an A, Jake, we know you set us up.
I think you should get a good grade for that.
Yeah.
Well, now we get to pick Jake's and Brett's last pick.
Fair enough. They're going to pick Stetson Bennett for us.
That's
We
right.
know we'll get an A,
There we
though.
go.
Yeah. A+ for
Wild.
Stetson Bennett.
All right, I think DeJuan Jones is up.
Hey, that ain't bad.
I think he went up. There we go. Luke.
Lonnie Phelps at
Dorian.
A+.
Oh, Zach Kuntz with a B. I remember the first time
Check
I
out that
drafted
grade
him.
on Lonnie
He was,
Phelps, though.
oh, Bryce Ford. They just did not like these receivers in these late
know.
rounds. I don't know what the deal is. And then
Yeah.
Lonnie Phelps. There we go. I love it.
Not bad, boys.
No,
Good draft.
That's pretty good.
Good draft, Sean. I'd be extremely excited if we have.
You
this
go
draft.
back-to-back Ohio State guys, too. I kind of love that.
There's no way DeJuan Jones is a C.
I know it's just crazy
No.
how they're doing that.